Hey y'all, what's up? So I just got done watching Smackdown. I have been out for a couple weeks. I have been dealing with a lot of issues. My son has been traveling for one. He we came back from Nashville and then he went to Florida to my mom's house. And my hair looks a mess. It's out. I was supposed to do it like a couple weeks ago. So I'm coming back. I'm on bed rest right now. I had a DNC last week, and for those that don't know what that is, that's for someone that had a miscarriage. So I was pregnant with my son's sibling, and I messed up and told him that he was having one too early before the 12-week mark. And when he found out, he was devastated. His dad was devastated. His dad's mom was devastated. We were so happy to finally have a him have another sibling after 10 years that we just told everyone. We told everyone, but my mom was the last person to know. She didn't know until I had to get the procedure because sometimes she's not the easiest person to tell. Not for because you get the speech, and I'm 35. Okay, it's the anyway. Tonight's episode was really really good. Um, I didn't know that two people passed. They said three wrestlers passed in the past 9 months because they said Joe and then Bray and then Terry, and I was like, well, people pass in threes. Um, I just started back watching wrestling. I will say 16 months ago, so about a year and 4 months ago. So I don't really know the story of Bray Wyatt. I just know that he came back and he did the glow in the dark match, which honestly at the time I didn't think was all that stellar. I thought the promos and stuff were great. Like he was great as far as that, but like the build up to it, like WWE should have did more. I didn't know he had a heart issue because my son and I were just talking about that match the other day. And from what I saw in the articles, COVID had caused his heart issues to make his health worse, and he had a heart attack, which is sad because he's my age. Like we're both born in '87. He just had a birthday. Like so, that's saddening. To me, it's sad. I'm very empathetic. I'm going through a lot right now, like mentally and emotionally, and I'm very emotionally sensitive. That's why I try not to display emotions. So I'm one of those people that if I see someone crying, I'm gonna cry. And seeing the stuff on YouTube, like Rusev's story, Seth holding back tears on his Twitter and Instagram, when they did the Tim Bell thing, like Zelina crying, Braun crying, like I almost cried. I don't know. And then I have a friend that's a wrestling fan. She's one of the wrestling aunties, and that I follow on Twitter and Facebook and stuff and Instagram. And she said this one broke her. Like I think she said one of them hurt her, Brody. One of them smashed her. This one broke her because she said he felt like a family member. And when I found out a couple years ago, like last year, but before he came back, because I watched Total Diva, I binge watched it, that he was with JoJo, and then they had three kids together. I'm like, my heart breaks for them because the older two are going to remember him and probably going to be like, "Where's Daddy?" The youngest one, even though he can't talk, of course, the babies feel people's presence, like they know when they're not around, but he won't remember him, not unless you keep the memory alive, and that's sad. So now she has to raise three kids by herself. I'm praying that his merchandise sales go up because they're giving all the profits and proceeds to her and her kids. Because I know she used to do commentary in the back. I'm not sure if she still does it because they had the kids, but it's just sad because we don't know if she had another source of income or anything like that. Like you never know. Like people are known by millions, but you don't know what happens with their family and stuff if they're gone. Like if she knew about his health, did they have like life insurance on each other, stuff like that. Like you never know. You don't know their story. You don't know the situation and stuff like that. So it's very hard. I will say the first match with um I didn't really pay attention to last week's match because I was still out of it from the anesthesia the day before. So I didn't really watch. I had it on, but I was in and out of sleep. Um, excuse me. I Ray versus Grayson was like, okay. And then Grayson, I was like, has Grayson won a match? Then he comes out in this purple leopard gear. And I'm like, it looks like pajamas. Well, that's to me. And then I'm like, he does all that to get in the ring. Like, you know how Trinity, when she used to come in, she used to do the split over the rope. And that was it. She would heel toe before she came down the ring. He does like some over the top thing, then roll and flip. And I'm like, if this is gonna be your interest for the rest of your WWE career, and I know people change up stuff every like 5 to 6 years, when you come back and become a Hall of Famer, you get old, you ain't gonna be able to do all that. Like that's the first thing I thought about. Like, what? Then it was them two fighting. So I was like, okay, I hope he doesn't lose his first match to Ray, which is a United States champion. Because for one, that doesn't make sense. He's a U.S. champion. And then for two, when I was like, I asked my son, I said, did he win a match? He was like, no. And I was like, yeah, because it wouldn't make sense to lose to Edge. Edge is a legend. He has 25 wins. I know Edge was not going to let that man win. Okay. The second one, I don't even remember who he fought. Because he's talked so slick at the mouth. I don't know if it was it John Cena? I don't even know. I think he lost that fight too. So when he came out, and then of course Austin Theory came out, and I was like, oh, and Grayson hit Ray with this punch because he was distracted. I was like, thank God Santos is there. Santos, let me tell you something. Santos and Butch are two people in WWE you need in your corner, okay? This man Santos came out of nowhere. Like, where he come from? I looked over for a second. I didn't even see him. Then I saw Ray pin Grayson. And I was like, then they showed a replay, and I was like, when did Santos come out? Like, was he in the audience? Okay? I'm glad. And then I'm also glad that after that was the women's title match, and they did not cut the women's match. Like, normally when stuff like this happens or they run out of time, the women always get cut. They didn't cut it. So I'm very glad for that. I'm very glad at the outcome. I asked my son, did Damage Control help imIyo win? I think he said they tried to distract the ref or something, but they didn't like physically try to help or something like that, which is good because I was making his dinner, so I wasn't really paying attention. But for me, like, I know every once in a while you do that, like, and Judgment Day does it a lot, too much, to be honest. It gets annoying. Bloodline does it probably the second most, but you can't tell me that you're the women's champion and you're defending your title, and every time you do, you need help. Like, then why are you the champion? To me, that like defeats the purpose. And I will say I love Dakota's look though. You know, I've been on Twitter a lot talking about her hair and that wig and how she had the Neapolitan look, but now it's like dark and light pink in the front and black. So much better. And it looked like something she'll wear every day with the jean outfit and then the Bray shirt. Like, it was everything. The best she's looked so far, that I think, since I've been watching her last year. And then Pam had the I can't even think of her wrestler name. Lord, Bailey. I'm calling her by government name. Had the Bray armband, which was sweet. And I'm glad imIyo didn't come out. She has one of the best theme songs. I'm glad she didn't come out like the drunk when she does all this. Like, why? I don't like that. And that's just personal opinion. I don't like it. I'm glad she retained it and kept it for longer than one Friday or 2 Fridays. I will say that. I think over time she will lose it. I don't think it'll be to Bianca or Charlotte, but I think it'll be to someone else. And then what was after that? Honestly, I think it was only 4 matches today, because I think after that it was the tribute of Terry and Cody Rhodes, which I miss Mike calling his name, the America. First, I don't watch Raw because I don't have cable anymore, which I'm so upset about, because it seems like all the good matches that are going to be on Payback are from Raw. And I'll be like, bruh, I'm missing out. And especially now since New Day's back, Becky's there, Seth is there. I love them, all 3 of them. I was like, Ricochet is someone I've grown to like. Um, and then I was like, I love Liv and Raquel. Like, what? I'm just so frustrated right now that I haven't watched it. I had to cut out a lot of stuff for other reasons. But, and it's on a Monday. Like, I can get, like, especially when I had to be to work at 8, I can give you 9:30, okay? 8 to 9:30. After 9:30, maybe 10, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to have to catch the other half later. I have to get up at 6, okay? And I'm saying that because I'll cut the TV off at 10. That don't necessarily mean I'll sleep at 10. I might not go to sleep till 12 after I settle down and stuff. But I don't want my brain to be up like this and then trying to go to sleep because it's going to take me longer. Not going to happen. Okay. So, what was I saying? So after that, it was, it's, yeah, Cody brings up his American Nightmare. Like, that man he's the only one that can do Cody Rhodes, and I say this every time, Edge. Are them only two? They rated R superstar. The American Nightmare and um, Sam has to do Imperium Roman Reigns. It's another person that he does. I can't think of. But when they do the other people are interchangeable, but them four entrances in particular, they have to be for them set of people. Like, even if Cody, she's doing a thing with Cody that night, it needs to be a pre-recorded thing of Homeboy doing the voice, because it don't sound right when she do it. She don't put the girth in it. Okay, and it's no shade, but like, just like when she does, look, little it cause it, like when she does the Imperial, he don't do it like her. In my opinion, it is not the same. So of course my man Butch was on there, and then I love Street Profits, and I follow Miss Sandra, and she had a video of their gear, and it was beautiful on the mannequins, but it was gorgeous on them. And I love Butch and the hand thing. I say that, I tweet that every week. And then of course I like Montez and his high flying. I feel like in the next year or two, um, either they're going to become really, really great tag team, like on a New Day, Uso, Dudley Boys, Hardy Boys, Christian and Edge level, or they're going to break off for a sec, and Montez is going to fly high, soar high. He, like I've said prior, Seth, LA Knight, Montez, it's somebody else I said, but I'm missing. I can't think. Them three give the best promos for men in the company. Like, it's the wittiness, it's the personality, it's all of that for me. Like, every time they talk on the mic, it attracts you. It's like, okay, I might gotta go to the bathroom, but I'm gonna wait till they finish talking. Okay, like that. Like, I'm gonna wait till they finish to do what I gotta do, and after they get done, I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Is that for me? That match was good. But for it to be a Terry whatever match, there's like there was no tables, no ladders, no chairs, whatever. They people said it was seemed like a regular tag team match, which it was really good. Bobby came out, and I was like, just thinking about the thing that Woods and Kofi was like, we've been gone, and Bobby's treating the Street Profits like Cedric and what he said. He was like Cedric and Shelton, and I was like, I was laughing because I was like, that's true, and I was like, why he ain't got the Hurt Business trying to help them out? Like, why are they not being presented? Is because, and I've heard this rumor, and I've heard this was one of the rumors, and why like Big Show, aka Paul White, and Mark Henry went to AEW is because when you get a certain age, because they said they try to do it to LA Knight because he's 40, they try to make you like a manager or something like that, even though you can clearly still wrestle. So I'm like, I hope they're not doing that to Bobby, because Bobby in the past year has beat Brock. I think he's fought and beat Seth. He's beat Omos. He's beaten Austin Theory. He's gone toe to toe with Bronson Reed. Like, why is he still in the suit? I was like, is he injured? Because if he's not, he needs to fight. So he comes out and then he spears Butch. Second best spear to me in WWE right now. First one to me is always Edge. Edge is always has the best spear. He's a pioneer. So that helps them win. Rich is put through a table. And I was like, either next week it's going to be Bobby versus Butch, which will be kind of interesting to see because it's a heavyweight versus a lighter weight, or excuse me, it'll be Sheamus versus Bobby in my eyes. But yeah, I don't think the women division in SmackDown really has a storyline, and it was like that even with Ronda there. Like when Ronda there, she was the storyline, and then in Raw, the men had an okay storyline, all of them, but the women were carrying Raw. Like their storylines with the diversity of Bailey and Damage Control and Bianca and stuff like that, all different. It was good. Now with they have Liv and all that. Now with SmackDown, you have Charlotte, I think, who's there part time. You have Bianca. I don't know if she's injured or not. You have Damage Control, but who are they going to fight with? Because um, I think Chelsea and them are at Raw too. Shotzi's in the back. Zelina is in the back. Like, excuse me. I think Natalia done went to Raw. Like, who are you going to fight with? You got the tag team twins from NXT, the ones from Australia, right? Or they in Raw. Then you got the other ones from NXT, but I think they're from SmackDown. I don't even think they've been used yet, to be honest. Um, and then um, so after that, LA Knight had his speech or whatever, and I was like, yeah. And then he was paying attention to Brawl because somebody on Twitter tried to say, oh, Bronson's last. Because I was like, oh, Seth was emotional, but he was talking about that's because his last match was against Seth. No, it wasn't. You can tell you don't watch wrestling. I don't even watch wrestling before the last year and a half, but I watched Royal Rumble to know that Bray's last match was with LA Knight. You try to argue me down, talking about it was SummerSlam 2022. First of all, Bray ain't even wrestled, I don't think, SummerSlam 2022, because I watched that one. That's when it was in Nashville. Second of all, it was LA Knight in Royal Rumble at the Glow in the Dark match. Like, what the hell? That's why I was like, what? You're wrong, whatever. Look it up, LOL. And then Michael Cole put it, I was going to tweet and be like, told you, but I was like, it ain't even worth it. Like, I know. I was like, he's holding back tears because they're close friends, not because they had their last match together. Like, get your life. So he said what he said. He was like, he prepared him for anything. Like, they're not the best friends, but they work. Because, of course, everyone you work with, y'all not going to be buddy. And it's not no malice or nothing like that. It's just like, oh, I see Susie down the street. Oh, we're nice. We speak when we see each other. We carry conversations. We're not close like that, like friends, but we're like colleagues. You know what I'm saying? It's steps, it's levels. You know what I'm saying? And then you get closer to your coworkers. They go from colleagues to friends. Like it's levels. Like they weren't that close yet. Like LA just came back to WWE. So then he was like, he had quoted him and was like, I'm gonna tell you one thing, run. And I was like, yes, paying tribute. And then him and Finn ended the match, which was interesting because Finn always put on good matches. We brought that LA. And then they had tributes of Bray throughout. And I will say, and I tweeted this twice, what's the point of having a draft other than for the fans if you're going to interchange celebrities throughout the live television events, not unless it's part of a storyline that's going to be a really good storyline? Like, why did you have LA Knight in Raw? I know he's really like wanted and fans want to see him, but why have him over there and then Finn over here? Like, that didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Because you might as well not even have the Raw thing. And I mean, might as well not even have the thing. Like, I understand if it was a Saturday or Sunday, it was a live home show. Because, like they said, like, when I was watching Impulsive interview with Seth earlier today, he was like, some people come Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He was like, and then some people come, he was like, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He said, I come Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And he had put on his video with him paying tribute to Bray, like, I should come today, but that'll take time away from family time. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. So he was like, back in the day before we had the brand split, we was doing 5 days a week. And he was like, we would do um he said Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, he said Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, tape Smackdown on Tuesday and go home. And he was like, sometimes it was so bad. I was like, what's the point of me going home for 6 hours? So I'm like, okay, I get that. If it was a live show, I expect all the celebrities be in the background, this, that, and third. Not unless, like, I told my son, we was watching old things, Up, Down, Down, because my son really loves New Day and the Usos. So one of the videos, Jimmy was like, or Mark Jimmy or whatever, he was like, I flew in for this and I still lost. And I was like, yeah, sometimes when you're close with people like that, I was like, he had off. He didn't have to be there because it was probably Raw or something like that. I said, but he flew in to be with his friends. He probably was like, he told his wife they ain't have nothing else to do or nothing going on. So he went to go hang with them. Like, when you're with a group of people for so long, that's your family or your second or first family. It's like being on the road with these groups of people and it being such a small, tight quarters, it's kind of like being in a college for how many ever years you're there. You know what I'm saying? So for like me, when I went to the greatest HBCU in the world, North Carolina A&T, the illustrious North Carolina A&T, if I was after like our first year being in the dorm, all of us were tight. We was trying to get our freshman year, sophomore year, we was all trying to get in the same dorm again, guys and girls. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. Like you want to be around, you become family. You want to be around these people. So, but like I told him, I was like, at the same time, it's like you don't have to be around these people. I lost my train of thought. I'm tired. I've been up all night with pain, and I only got 2.5, 3 hours of sleep. You can tell my face. Um, so you guys, if I lose track of what I'm saying, just like now, charge it to my head, not my heart, because I've been trying to do this video for a while. And then, so yeah, I'm like, because he said he wanted to pay tribute, but he didn't want to lose his family time. So I was like, okay. But why have the brand switch up? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's me and I'm a senior in this thing, say I came in at '09 when I was 22, 21 turning 22, and I'm still in the business. What is it? 14 years later, my son is 9. Okay. If I'm head like that, I'm gonna get a contract where I might come Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if I come Friday, it's not every Friday because my son is in school. You know what I'm saying? It'll be that, or I will have to go to another brand. Like, I'm not coming Monday, not unless you direly need me to. And then I would have to hire, like, my sister as my nanny to take my son to school. But I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not coming. So the brand switch to me would have to be like, and I know you have to marry people that get it. I understand that. Like, when they met you, you was in, this is what you were doing. And, oh, my hair, y'all saw it. This is what you were doing, or they do it too, so they get it. Or you just date someone who understands the life of an entertainer, like me. Like, my son's father is a musician. He sings and plays. He lives in Nashville. My son is born in Nashville. And we lived together. And he would play, and I wouldn't see him all day. Like, he would be gone all day. The same city, be gone all day. Or if he has a festival to go play, like say he has to play Broccoli City or Coachella or something, he'll be gone for 5 days. And it's me there for 5 days. So even though we're together, it's kind of like in a sense that I'm being a single mom. It's kind of like in a sense that I have to have my own thing. This is why, and I'm going off on my rant, another rant tangent. This is why you have to be happy in yourself and what you do, and have your own interests and not rely on another person for happiness. And it's whether you're in a relationship or single. Because when you date someone, even with a regular 9 to 5, and say they're like have a 9 to 5, they get, or 8 to 5, They get go work at 8, get off at 5. They go to the gym, get off at 6. They have practice. They're like head of coach of a basketball team or something. They get home at 9. You won't see them like twice a week. You'll only see them 3-4 days a week. And then one of those days, they might want to hang with their boys. And then they might give you a day or two. And then the rest of the day, you don't see them. You have to be happy in yours. You have to be happy in yourself, have your own thing going on, and be sufficient in your relationship to not count on this person for happiness. Like people that be like, oh, we're Velcro, we're like this. It's nothing wrong with being like that. But at the same time, have your own thing going on. Because if they pop up and have something going on now, they're away and you're so used to being like this, you don't know what to do yourself. Or you're complaining or starting arguments or something like that. And it's because you have nothing going on. You're not happy because they're not there. And for me, at first being young in the game, I think it prepared me because I met him. I was 21. His dad. I was 21 at the time when we were together. So I was in college. I was working. I was doing my own thing. He was doing his own thing, but we came home every night. So I guess that was what prepared me. And then me following him to Nashville from Greensboro. But I had a job. Like, I was there less than a week and had a job. And then the days and because my schedule, okay, so I used to watch Wahlburgers with Donnie Wahlberg and them. And he was like, the hardest thing outside of being in entertainment business is being in restaurant business. Like, the hours are crazy. You don't know what to expect. You can close like that. And that's what I was in. So my schedule was never really, so I could work 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. and then go to work 10 to 8 and he'll be playing. So the days that I didn't go and support, like if I had the energy, I would go and watch him play, support him, go out of town when he plays, stuff like that if I was off. But the other days, I'd be in the house watching movies, having time to myself, going to get my nails done, something like that. Like, you have to be secure in yourself. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And this is just in regular perspective, but especially if you want to date someone that's in the industry, any type of industry, wrestling, acting, music, something like that, fashion, or restaurant business. Because my dad, I think that's where it comes from. My dad was a restaurant manager at IHOP growing up. He worked 60 hours a week. And my mom, we barely saw him. And in the day and a half that we did see him, he slept and he spent time. We would play board games every once in a while, but he would be in the room, spend time with my mom. Like, I don't want to know what they were doing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Anyways, the show ended. It was nice. It ended with the lantern and them chanting, "Thank you, Bray. Thank you, Bray." I thought they were saying "Thank you, Braun" at one point. Because I was like, I didn't know if that was Braun in the ring looking like Bray or if that was a silhouette. But it was a nice ending. It just surprised me that LA and Finn were the ending match, because normally it's like when it's an ending match, someone's talking trash or it's a look off. Like when the Usos are up there, they're like looking off or something like that. Or like when the girls up there, it's someone's talking trash or something. But it was just like he won, holding his head. That was it. I don't know if they're doing a dark match after that. They normally do 2 before the show and 1 after. But due to the circumstances, I don't know if they're just going to do another long tribute or if they're going to actually do things. Oh, and this is what I was saying. I wonder what match or what segment got cut out because of the tributes. Because normally, in total, when the 2-hour in Smackdown enough county is 6 talking segments / matches. So it could be five matches, 1 talking segment, like someone just comes out and talk, or the Grayson Waller effect or something like that. Or it could be like two segments and 4 matches or something like that. It just seemed like it wasn't that many, especially with like the tribute to Terry that took up like 6 minutes. LA Knight talking about Bray that took about like 5 minutes. The beginning at the show that took up about 6 minutes, so that's about 18 minutes, which could have been another match or something like that. And I said, for the people that are selfish, they don't care about the tribute. They want to see the matches and stuff. And then for the people that don't understand, they're clueless because they're like, what's going on? Who is this person? Why are we having matches? So, but all in all, it was good. It was good for it to be something that they put together like that in less than 24 hours. I will say that. I will say condolences to his wife and his fiance and the kids and everything and all the people that he affected, because like I said, you never know who you affect until you pass, because a lot of people often don't know how to express themselves or give you their flowers while you're alive. So always try to stay positive and do your best. And we know we're human, and people aren't always, you're not always going to have a good day, and your first encounter with someone could be bad because you snapped on them or something like that, and it had nothing to do with them. You was just tired or lonely or whatever. But always try to be authentically you, is what I would say. So if you're a butthole, don't fake to be the nice person and gaslight people. Be a butthole so people can know who you are. If you are a genuinely nice person, continue to be that. No matter how many people might try to hurt you, it shouldn't affect how you are. Even though it's easier said than done, but it shouldn't affect how you are to other people. The other people didn't do that to you. You know what I'm saying? And then half the time, people that hurt us or make us angry don't even know that they made us angry, because we don't even express to them how we felt or how they made us feel. So, yeah, I'm about to go put my son to bed, read him his bedtime story. He's going to say his prayers, kiss him goodnight, and then I'm going to bed after that because I am exhausted, honey. Okay? Love you all. Thanks for listening to my wrestling rants. Bye.